I think banks today are facing two major challenges with their current system. So one is of course the architecture constraint and challenges, and what are the other business challenges. So in the architecture side, I think one is related to the platform and the framework and the infrastructure that they have today. One, it should be open, it should be true service oriented, because in a typical banking environment, they need to do a lot of integration and interoperability, which is the key for the platform to be flexible. And the other piece which is very important from a platform perspective in the whole origination piece is how quickly and easily you can modify the workflows. How flexible are the processes? I think a lot of it is hardwired today, which is a big challenge for the banks. The second challenge in the architecture is how extensible is the system, how future-proof is the system. The business needs keeps changing extremely rapidly. So how quickly can the technology enable the future extensibility of the product? So that's another key area where banks are constrained by the systems. On the business side, I would say it's the 4 C's. So the most critical one is the customer intimacy. Banks have to be very adaptive to customers. They want the loans to be processed in fast times. They don't want to wait, and they also want to know what is the progress of their application. So they need alerts, reminders and notifications. Banks need to be competitive, so they need faster time to market, agile products. Third is cost. They need to process everything fast, improve the productivities. And fourth is compliance, which on one hand is extremely critical, because the kind of business lending is, you have to ensure that the credit scoring and the risk profile is done, at the same time capturing enough data to do the regulatory reporting. So pretty much technology and business, both sides there are constraints, and the current systems don't enable the bank to really move forward in this space. The Oracle Financial Services Lending and Leasing Suite is built on a strong technology platform. So we use the Oracle stack bottom up. So we leverage the Fusion middleware, the Beeple technology, because in a typical lending and leasing, workflow is the most critical piece. So we are leveraging the Beeple and the Fusion middleware to enable us to define flexible rule-based definitions of the workflows which a bank wants. On the business side, it's an end-to-end solution, right from origination, servicing to collection. We provide a lot of predefined process or workflows which the banks can then tailor based on their operation model, decentralized, centralized, make changes because it is rule-based. So the business doesn't have to go back to IT really to make the changes. The product definition and the pricing needs to be flexible. It needs to be as per the demands of the customer really, the profiling of the customer. So that's another area where the product is really strong. There's a lot of support for product bundling. It's a true multi-channel enabled platform. So the customer can really originate his loan application from any of the channels, right? And the system is able to pick up the application from a channel and then pass it down to the next level. The credit scoring is a very important piece of the entire origination life cycle. So we have support for internal, very flexible, comprehensive rule-based credit scoring, and it also can hook on to external credit scoring engines where it can get the data, and a combination of both can then finally decide what the final credit score of the bank is. And finally, a very flexible workflow for the underwriting and the approvals, because that's an area where banks have to be very strict on what they are approving. So banks can change based on, as I said, the operation model, the hierarchies, new regulations. Using the flexible workflow framework, they can get the final outcome. So in and all, a strong technology platform and a very flexible and rule-based processing engine, which makes the product complete and flexible.